Hello, it's now 13 days since I planted these parsnip seeds. It says on the packet that germination can take between 14 and 32 days. Watch me plant the seeds, then check out the update on just 13 days. Hello. Time to start to grow some parsnips indoors. I've done this before, but I've always germinated my parsnip seeds on damp tissue. Check this out. This time I'm going to use coir. It's my intention to grow the parsnips on until the weather warms up, then transfer them to their outside growing stations. The coir has been thoroughly wetted, so let's get started. The parsnip we're going with today is hollow crown. There are 500 seeds in this packet, would you believe? 500 average. And what I like about parsnip seeds is they're so easily to handle, so easy to pick up, because they're a flat seed and because they have some size about them. And I'm just going to put some out on this placemat, this and open them up with my finger. Now what we're looking to do is sow several rows of these equally spaced, or as equally spaced as we can, so that they don't get entangled as they grow. And I'm looking to grow these on into small seedlings. Now, the screen grabs that you looked at earlier in this video, you would see that when these seeds germinate, they produce a small white seed root. The first thing that appears is the root. It looks like a piece of cotton. That's looking for moisture. And as I've done it in the past on tissue, those roots have found their way into the tissue, and then they're difficult to lift. And if you snap that root, well, it's not going to do the parsnip much good, is it? Right. I'm going to try and pick one up, and I'm going to offer it up to the camera, and I hope you can see it. Well, I don't know where that is within the shot. Pick that seed up, no bother. We'll just place it like that. Hey, how about that? Let me move that forward a bit. Yeah, so that's one done. So let's crack on. Now what I'm going to do with these seeds is, although I won't do it on camera. Oh, we're dropping them now. We need to be wetter. This is just a little bottle top with some water in. And every now and again you have to return to it to make sure you've got some moisture on your matchstick. And every now and again you might need to use your finger. How about that? That didn't take long, did it? Yeah, so off camera what I'm going to do is I'm going to rather than push these under, I think I'll just drizzle a little bit of compost, a little bit of coir on top of the seeds. Okay. And then they go into a warm room on a windowsill. We're not too bothered whether they're in the light or in the dark at the moment, because there's no green shoots, so they don't really need light. But we'll pop them on a windowsill, and then we'll check them out in a few days' time. Now I'm going to put a lid on this container, so that should keep the moisture in, lock the moisture in. But when I do water these, and that's some time away, when I do water them, it will be a light spray. Okay, there's no watering can goes near these. There's no big dollops of water going to wash these seedlings out. It will be a light spray. How about that too, for the price of one there. How's that? That didn't take long, did it? Look at that. Now, as I've said, I'm going to drizzle some of this coir on top of that. Not a lot, just a small amount to cover them. And then we'll pop this lid on. And then we'll pop these onto a windowsill in a warm room and see how they go. Okay, I hope you've enjoyed this video. There's absolutely no need for you to do this if you don't want to. This is just to give these parsnips a fast start. It's far too early to be outdoors now with them. It's far too cold. It's warmer indoors. They will germinate indoors. They wouldn't germinate outdoors, not in these temperatures, but they will germinate indoors. And a few weeks down the track, it'll be warm enough for these guys to go out into their final growing position. But if you don't want to be bothered with this, don't do it. But you will need to be patient. You will need to wait till the weather starts to warm up. That's if you're gardening in a similar climate to me. We're in our last winter month. It's still cold. They're still talking frosts. Depends on where you are when you watch this video, where you are in your gardening year. If it's warm enough and there's no chance of frost yet, get these outdoors. But if you're going early, like I am, to try and get these a fast start, this is one way of doing it. This is how I do it. Okay, so I hope you've enjoyed the video. If you have, a like would be nice. There is a share button. You might want to share this video with friends and family. The share button is just below the video, above the text. It's easy to use. And we'll see you a few weeks down the line. Hopefully we'll have something to look at here. We'll have some germination. Now this particular vegetable is notorious for the length of time it takes for these seeds to germinate generally. We may be talking 2 to 3 weeks. You know, you maybe lose the will to live when you're waiting for these guys to germinate. But what I've found is if you do it indoors, it's that much quicker. It definitely is. Because it's warmer, isn't it? You've got to control the environment. Outdoors, you get what you get. Indoors, you can control it. These are them. These are the parsnips after 13 days. Yeah, we've got germination, haven't we? These parsnip seeds are germinating. On the face of it, that's the easy bit. You saw how I planted them. All I've done is stood this container in a warm room. And they've germinated in 13 days, and then I've moved them onto a windowsill to make sure they get plenty of daylight so they don't get too leggy. So that's all I've done. That's the easy bit done. The difficult bit will be to transplant these parsnip seedlings. Now what I've done in the past, if you've seen some of my previous videos, I've germinated the seeds on tissue, and as soon as the seed is germinated, I've transplanted it. So I haven't had a small seedling like I have now. I've just had a germinated seed. And I've done that successfully. But I thought I would try this year because I've got some coir, and I thought I'd try and get these small seedlings away and then try and transplant them. But I'm hoping that's not for a week or two yet. I want these to get that much bigger and the weather to get that much warmer so that they'll be ready to move up and move out. But that's for another video. Okay, so I hope you've enjoyed this video. This is Homegrown Veg, signing out.